This is our 10th year now. It started with the Vancouver Sun identifying the need and creating the program, and they ran the first Razor Reader program. The goal of the program was to raise money that could then be redistributed in their particular community and support the initiatives of a number of other groups that had literacy programs that needed money.
Featured in the Report on Business, Chocolatier Magazine, and Canadian Living. Previously featured at Dean and DeLuca in New York City, Hardin & House has cultivated an international reputation for quality craftsmanship. Enjoy award-winning, locally made artisan chocolates composed of the finest European ingredients. Visit our espresso bar and savor a rich mocha, a house specialty.
Original crew chief on the original Miss Mitchell. They got a new plane on the base and he wanted to class it up a little bit, so it's called a B-25 Mitchell bomber, best looking bomber on the base. So therefore, like the Miss Minnesota, Miss Canada, Miss USA, he deemed it the Miss Mitchell because it was named after a B-25 Mitchell bomber by General Billy Mitchell. That was an Air Force general in the 30s and 40s.
We got the opportunity to fly in a Mitchell, B-25 Mitchell.
I've done a portion of my pod slice already, so I have had some flying experience. I was excited just to be there and to be in this authentic plane, and I couldn't wait to get up in the nose cone.
I'd heard that they were rather noisy, and that flight confirmed my suspicions. Just about as noisy as a Halifax. But I really enjoyed it and triggered a lot of memories for me.
Because we can see into space, a creature or a culture that could see into time could anticipate where the river of time would flow quickly, where it would broaden out.
I think one of the major reasons to choose Saskatchewan is the Saskatchewan Soundstage. It's an outstanding soundstage, and there isn't a soundstage like it really in the Prairie provinces. It's even hard to get soundstages like it in Vancouver or Toronto. Like, it's an outstanding facility. And the crews here are unbelievable. I mean, when you're working with a crew here, they've typically got a very deep amount of experience. They've worked on big budget feature films, they've worked on television, and they work really beautifully together. There's a whole vibe to shooting in Saskatchewan that is, I think, a lot more human, and there's a lot more teamwork than you might find in a larger center.
With the strength of the agricultural cycle and the pressure that's going to put on the whole fertilizer sector, we're going to need every ton of those capacities that we brought upstream. So, you know, there's always a little bit of luck in everything in terms of doing things in business, even in your personal life. And timing is always a big issue. But right now, I just feel like our timing's lining up pretty good. So, to be continued. We'll see how it goes.
If a drive-away does happen while you're on shift, don't try to pursue the driver or otherwise endanger yourself. Try to get his or her license plate number or a description as they drive away, and write it down before you forget it. Contact your supervisor or manager right away and follow your store's procedure.
What makes this a green home and why is building green important is really comes down to an idea of philosophy and an attitude about construction. We've kind of come into this fast food world where we want things now and we don't want to maintain it. And I always kind of chuckle when people say, I want maintenance free. There's no such thing as maintenance free. And I heard another professional once say that maintenance free means you can't repair it. And there's so much truth to that. Look out.
Be on the brink of hysteria. takes a lot of practice. That's basically it. You have to practice like every day, and it's not only practicing your pieces, it's practicing your exercises, like the RCM exercises, along with sight singing and ear training.
I'm not as adept as a draftsman as my father is. I tried a few other mediums, but acrylic just seemed to grab me. I felt really an affinity towards that, yeah. Just the multiple different ways I can use it, you know, the thick texture is what really intrigues me with the acrylic paint. Acrylic's a type of plastic, really, and I'm really intrigued by the texture, which is impasto. It's called impasto. I call it kind of a landscape within a landscape because of that abstract qualities within a painting, so I love the texture.
No initiation charges. Some VoIP services claim to have the lowest rates, but they discreetly tack on an initiation fee. Not ding-a-ling. The rate you see is the rate you pay.
And so they will look at this owl and they will probably take some x-rays and they'll do a physical exam. And if there's anything medically that they can do for it that's not too intrusive and not too traumatizing for the animal, they will do that. And then they will hang on to the animal until such a time as it can go to a wildlife rehabilitator to be kind of recuperating and kind of rewilded it up, if you will.